What's up, guys? I just wanted to kind of give everybody a recap of how our experience has been with EXP. We have been with EXP now, I believe, about 6 months. And I was just talking to a few people the other day, and we were talking about the changes, what's happening, how's it going, the stock craze, and all the uniqueness that's happened in the last 6 months. So to give you a breakdown, we restructured the entire team, and we are crushing it bigger and better than we ever have. We're about to hit 200 transactions in the first quarter and a half of the year, well on our way to do 120 to 130 million this year. I think that we are just shy of 60 million already this year. And give you a recap of last year. Last year we finished at about 67 million with 200 and roughly about 230 families served. Did catch that fish last year as well, right after joining EXP. Maybe it's lucky. But wanted to talk about the growth and how it's impacting us right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We are fortunate enough to we have the #1 EXP team in the entire state of Tennessee. There's another cool group out in Memphis that's really close. If anyone's ever looking West Coast, West Tennessee, I've got a good reference for you out there. But anyways, we'll surpass 400 units this year. We're already on our way to 200. By the end of this month, we'll have hit 200 to 225 transactions. But I want to talk about EXP as a company, where they're at. Some people may or may not know this, but Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone joined EXP about a month ago. And I want to talk about just what has happened in my first six months of joining EXP Realty. So we started September of 2020. And give you an idea, I was first introduced to EXP back in 2018. I didn't make that decision. I actually talked with a gal in North Carolina. I think she's got the #1 EXP team in North Carolina. Don't quote me on that, but she's got a really big team that's crushing it on some numbers. I know she's just crushing it with EXP, but we had a conversation. I was at KW, about to make the transition to go to a different brokerage or start my own. Ended up decided to start my own. She was going to do the same thing, but she elected to move to EXP. Since then, I know that she has probably surpassed the million mark in rev share and stock, which is really cool. That just goes to show that could have been me. And I'm about to hit the 100K mark in that situation, but not there. But that's okay. You know, we've only been at it for 6 months. So since the time that we've joined, I think from 2009 to 2018, there was 15,000 agents that joined. From 2018 until June of 2020, last year, another 15,000 joined. And so within 2 years, what took 9 years, they were able to do in 2 years. Well, I joined September of 2020. It's been 6 months from now. Right now it's May, so actually 8 months. But last month they hit 50,000 agents. And so that means in literally 6 months that another 15,000 agents have joined in that time. So to recap, 9 years, 15,000 agents. Then in the next 2 years, 15,000 agents. In the last 6 months, 15,000 agents. Literally to the tune of there's thousands and thousands of people. And what's really unique about Knoxville is there's not a lot of real estate agents that are at EXP currently. We hold by far the largest team in EXP, but it's crazy. I think that there's less than 200 agents out of our market. There's over 5,000 agents in Knoxville and the surrounding areas, and so a very, very small percentage, which means there's a humongous upside, a tremendous amount of growth opportunity there, and that's what we're most excited about. So I know one of my teammates just got back from Cabo. She went to one of the masterminds there, and she was talking about some of the agents and some of the groups that we're talking about, you know, their rev share, their stock. As of a week ago, there's over $2 billion, guys, $2 billion in agents equity within the company. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. So there's things that that most people know is like your cap, right? What company goes out and allows their cap to be shared, right? So every time that you cap, literally approximately 50% of that is going to other agents, which has them incentivized to help you. My group consists of people in Nevada, Florida, Oklahoma that literally stay in touch with me, talking about ways to increase. And just since we've joined, last year we did 66 million, 67 million. This year we'll do 120 plus million, really trying to chase down that 130 mark. We're well on our way to surpassing what we did last year in 6 months. And that's to the tremendous amount of growth, the leadership, the people that we surround ourselves. And the one thing that I took away with EXP, and I said, listen, it doesn't cost me, a tremendous amount of money. In fact, my agents only pay $4,000. If you're on an icon team, you get a $4,000 cap. So it wasn't costing them a tremendous amount of money, but it increased our network by so much. It increased our people that we can go out and pass leads to. In fact, we get referrals all the time from agents all across the United States that refer business to us being a part of EXP, and that helps our agents tremendously. There's been so much agent attraction. People want to be a part of something to where they're not just working for somebody, that they have skin, sweat equity in the business. And there's no other brokerage like it. There's just not. And whatever anyone wants to say, there's not a brokerage that can even remotely compare, because the model has changed. Everyone talks about Netflix and Blockbuster. Blockbuster at one time was one of the biggest companies in the United States. In fact, at one point in time, Blockbuster was adding a store every 17 hours, and they had an opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million. Netflix is worth over $200 billion, some crazy number like that. I mean, y'all can't quote me on that. Y'all need to go Google. Y'all can Google it. But something like that. I was just looking it up the other day. And that just goes to show you. So we just went through 2020, the craziest year of any year, right? For anybody. We went through the global pandemic, and what people realize that they can go out, buy homes online. People don't have to work from, in an office. Companies are moving their corporations out of these big headquarters and putting people remote, which is allow people to move wherever they want to move. People are buying homes sight unseen all the time with technology, video tours, Matterports, right? Which is allowing agents to be more agile and flexible. And so the old school model was everybody went to the real estate office. All the real estate agents, they faxed over offers, right? That day and age is over. If your brokerage talks about a fax machine, you better bounce quickly, because you're going to get people are just going to run. They're going to go a different direction. And so if you're not where a place that's innovative, what are you doing? And so I believe that all brokerages eventually will go to EXP, or they're going to have to change their business model because of the disruption that EXP has placed on everybody. In fact, so many different brokerages are changing their splits, changing their models. I know one of my buddies in Nevada, he left a Keller Williams office literally about a year ago almost, and since then they have completely restructured their model and their pay plan to mimic what EXP has done. And so it just goes to show you the impact of the change and where the company is going. To have that many people, and the crazy thing is 50,000 agents globally, which is nothing. There's 2 million, right? So we're a very tiny fraction of all the agents combined. But if you go out and you look at the top producers in any state that you're in, I don't care, West Coast, East Coast, EXP team is going to be at the top of the leaderboards somewhere. They may not be the number one, but they're somewhere that's there. And people are seeing that. They're seeing that, if you don't change, then you're going to be obsolete down the road. And I've already seen that in literally 6 months. And so I built a brand. In fact, we probably spent $300,000 branding Our Home Real Estate, which is now Our Home of EXP Realty. And we've literally went through rebranding. We just threw away a bunch of marketing stuff. But we realized, hey, is that a sellable asset down the road? Probably not. And if we did build it up, it's not going to be the multiple. Well, revenue share and stock option is something that we can pass on for generations. And it's just one thing that is it's so powerful, and I just want people to be able to see that for themselves. I don't care if you join my team, another team, doesn't matter, right? But the opportunity for building an additional stream of revenue. I had a meeting today with my team about how to become a millionaire. No one becomes a millionaire off of a linear business model, right? One for one. You sell a house, you get a real estate commission. You sell a house, you get a real estate commission. What happens if you're sick? What happens if, you go through, you break a leg, or something happens, you get in a car wreck? You're without income. That's what insurance is for, right? Well, what happens if you had a way to have a passive income? And I've built that just through real estate. And now we're building it through revenue share and stock. And we're able to have multiple streams of income. And the amazing thing, guys, is I've been with the company for literally 6 months. And I have people on my team that are making $700, $800 a month. Are they getting rich? No. But is that paying their utilities? Is that paying their light bills? Could that pay their electricity? Could that pay their car payment? Yes, it could. And that's just in a matter of just a few months. The long-term side effects, the long-term compound effect is going to be tremendous. And I want people to be able to know, someone told me, why does people hate on EXP? It's because they're afraid that it's going to disrupt and ruin their entire past that they've built for all of these years, and they should be. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of shade for saying that, but if I were at a different brokerage, I would be terrified, and I would be talking so much smack about EXP as well, because I'm going to try to defend what I have for as long as I can. But you know what? So did Blockbuster all those years ago. They were one of the biggest giants back in the early 2000s, and now they're absolutely obsolete. There's one location, and there was thousands and thousands, because they didn't adapt to change. And if you get anything out of this video, is survive and adapt, because if you do not adapt, you will die in the industry, and that's a very sad thing. So anyways, I hope that you guys get some value out of that. I hope that helps. I can't wait till what 2022 looks like for us to have our first full year within EXP. I'll post an update. I posted a video about 6 months ago. I wanted to post a mid-year update with where we're at. But it's been tremendous. We've got people that inquire and talk to us about it from all over different, from places all over the country. And it's that one thing, they talk about, when do people go to real estate agents' retirement parties? They don't, because we don't have that income, and most people don't have the liquidity to go out and buy, all these rental properties. It doesn't cost you anything to go out and influence other people and help them build a business career. And the cool thing about EXP is they pay you to do so. If you have any questions, please message me. You can find me on Facebook, Jay Combs, or you can email me at jay@oh865. I'm happy to help out, happy to share my experience, and I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. Not everything was pretty onboarding, but I promise you this: the pros definitely outweigh the cons. So see you on the top from the top.